every county. This is your statewide newscast. Arkansas Today.
Good afternoon, I'm Mallory Brooks. Thanks for watching Arkansas Today on this Wednesday afternoon. Today, Alabama is just one signature away from outlawing almost all abortions in the state. The legislation passed by the state Senate overnight is described as the most restrictive in the nation and would punish doctors who perform the procedure with life in prison. Kerry Sanders has this report from outside the Alabama State House.
After weeks of divisive debate,
this going to be unconstitutional.
So life is the question.
Overnight, senators in Alabama state legislature voted 25-6 to make abortion at any stage of pregnancy a felony.
House Bill 314 passes.
The crime punishable with up to 99 years in prison for the abortion providers. The only exception is when a pregnancy represents a serious health risk to the mother. Last night, an amendment was dropped that would have made exemptions for cases of rape and incest. The bill's sponsor admits her goal was not to stop all abortions, but to force the Supreme Court to reconsider Roe v. Wade's defining question.
Is the baby in a womb a person? And we believe technology and science shows that it is.
No justice! No peace!
Protesters gathered outside the State House. Among their complaints, this law will directly impact women. Yet 85% of lawmakers in Alabama are men.
Roe v. Wade is overturned. You will go back to the days where women are having abortions in back alleys.
The 1973 decision ruled women have the fundamental right to choose whether or not to have an abortion. But even early in his candidacy, President Trump said he wanted Roe v. Wade overturned.
That'll happen automatically, in my opinion, because I am putting pro-life justices on the court.
He's already appointed 2 conservative justices that some believe tips the balance of power on the high court. Alabama is not the only state pushing for a federal legal challenge to Roe. 29 states have introduced abortion restrictions so far this year. Just last week, the governor of Georgia signed the state's so-called fetal heartbeat bill, becoming one of 4 states outlawing abortion at the first sign of a heartbeat. The bill's sponsors here in Alabama say that this was all designed to go to the Supreme Court to challenge Roe v. Wade, in part because it says that life begins when a woman discovers she's pregnant, which can be a week or months after conception. Kerry Sanders, NBC News, Montgomery, Alabama.
And Alabama's Republican Governor Kay Ivey has been quiet about whether she will sign the abortion ban bill. But if she does, it's expected to spark a fierce new legal battle over Roe versus Wade, the Supreme Court case that recognizes a woman's constitutional right to end a pregnancy. Well, take a look at this. A crushed car on a car hauler fell off over Interstate 20 in West Monroe, Louisiana. Police say it was a local wrecker service hauling 3 crushed cars. The driver told police he swerved for some reason, hit the Jersey wall, and 2 of the cars came loose. No one was hurt. Police say the wrecker driver will get a ticket for hauling an unsecured load. A struggling Northwest Arkansas nonprofit is merging with a Springfield, Missouri organization to provide more behavioral health services to our local children and families. Combining rural health, behavioral health, and Youth Bridge will give the 2 agencies the responsibility of nearly 2 million lives spanning across 25 counties in 2 different states. The merger is not only expanding who the organizations are serving, it's expanding the range of services offered, ensuring our Northwest Arkansas youth and families have access to the services they need.
Our goal really is to make sure that any child, any adolescent, any family in Northwest Arkansas that needs service can receive service.
Some of the services you can expect to see from the merged organization is psychiatric services, residential treatment, crisis intervention, and outpatient therapy and counseling. The city of Fayetteville is one step closer to 100% clean energy. Mayor Lionel Jordan and the Fayetteville City Council touring the city's solar array project near the Paul R. Noland wastewater treatment plant. The city of Fayetteville adopted an energy action plan in January of 2018 that laid out goals to make the city more energy efficient and sustainable.
It's just an exciting moment. As I always say, this is another big win for the city of Fayetteville. And I mean, we're leading the charge. We were the first one to adopt an energy action plan of this stature in the state of Arkansas. And this is, they tell me, the largest solar panel array for a city in the state.
The city has partnered with Ozark Electric Cooperative and Today's Power Incorporated. The project is expected to be completed in summer of 2019 and operations will begin shortly after. The stump dump fire could get worse before it is put out. That is the message Bella Vista POA wants to get out to people before starting to extinguish. Last Friday, the group submitted its plan to put out the fire to the Arkansas Department of Environmental Quality. Once approved, the POA has 3 days to mobilize the 3 outside companies doing the work and then 30 days to complete the project. The POA is working on a video that will be released today or tomorrow to answer the many questions people have.
While the fire is being put out, the smoke is going to get worse. It may be the worst that the residents have seen to date.
Judson says 2 of the companies doing the work will monitor the air quality in real time to control the process until that fire is out. That would be approximately in the middle of June.
Buckshot. LC Buckshot Smith.
A 90-year-old officer in Camden is better known to the community as Buckshot. He has been called Buckshot since he was 14 years old. He turned 90 on Sunday and has been working for law enforcement for 56 years. He works a typical 8-hour shift, 4 days a week. But when he takes his police hat off, that's when he steps into his other roles.
I'm the assistant coroner, and also I work for a funeral home. If you're able to go to work, go to work. I love law enforcement, and that's one of my careers.
What an inspiration he is. Community members say Officer Smith is a staple in the community. They say there is no man as wise and energetic as he is. Officer Buckshot Smith says he is going to continue working until he cannot work anymore. What a great guy.